I'm your host, David Mao, and this is OWO News. I'm here with
Benjamin Wang.
And today's topic is
The Hero's Journey
and how it relates to migration. And today we have a new special guest. Would you like to introduce yourself, little guy?
Hello, I'm Jonathan.
Are you the Jonathan, Epic Gamer historian?
Yes, indeed I am.
Well, today for you, sire, we have a lot of questions for you in this bowl right here. Choose one.
Okay, random.
Yeah.
Totally random.
Okay, so the topic I got was how has the Mongolian Empire expanded and changed? So it started with this guy named Genghis Khan, and so his goal was to conquer all of Asia. Now he started that by first conquering all of the Mongolian tribes, and then after he recruited all of them, he would started his conquer over Asia by taking over like China or the Khwarazmian Empire and expanding. And then his leadership changed when he died, and it passed on to his sons and their wives and sometimes their sons too. And so you can see migration in this is from whenever they went to conquer a new place, the soldiers would migrate to that place in order to take over that place.
You seem to be sweating a lot. Do you want some water?
Yeah, sure. I would love some water.
Well, all this migration that you've been talking about.
Yes.
Well, how does this relate to the Hero's Journey?
Well, so this relates to the hero's journey because it's as if each step of the hero's journey is like when the Mongolian Empire changes, like, you know, when it expands or when a new leader comes about, right? So, for example, Call to Adventure is when Genghis Khan wants to conquer Asia, so he starts on his adventure. Crisis is like when Genghis Khan dies, but then his son Ogedi is there to take over. And you can see the relation between these two is because as both of them are about when the empire expands or changes. Like, you know, when it expands or changes, migration happens and the hero journey step moves on one. Thank you.
Well, he's gone now. Oh, hey there.
Ben, where did the guest go?
Oh, he left over there.
Ben, do we have to go this over again?
What do you mean?
Stop eating the guest!
I've never eaten
What do you
anybody!
mean? Every time this happens, the guest disappears.
What do you mean? The guest just leaves.
Okay, fine. I'll burn the evidence.
Well, there is none to burn.
Alright, okay, whatever. Fine. Since today's topic is the hero's journey, I read a recent article about some North Korean refugees. Do you know anything about this topic at all?
I have. I've read one by Lee So-yuan, who was a little girl that was experienced a famine in North Korea, and she had an opportunity to go to the army, and she thought it was a better way to like improve her health and her life. Well, unfortunately, she got there and didn't have any food because the famine already reached there. Then she wanted to leave because of the difficulties, and then she tried to cross the border to go into China. So then she met a bunch of trafficking people, and then they kicked her out because
Were the trafficking people?
Well, those are the people that collect North Korean refugees, and then they sell them on the black market to act as slaves, and they would treat them very poorly and make them do things that they wouldn't really want to do. So continuing on with the story, she then got captured back into the prisons, and then she decided, no, I'm dedicated to get there. So then she crosses the border and finally gets there. So then she then ends up in South Korea for the rest of her life after reaching China.
So how does this have to do with the hero's journey?
Well, see, the call to adventure in her life is basically when she gets an invitation to get to the army and she voluntarily goes there. And then all the trials is what the difficulties that she faces in the army, and then crisis is when she gets to the river and finds that she can't cross because of the trafficking people. And then finally the new life and the resolution of when she finally crosses the river and gets to South Korea.
I also read an article about North Korean refugees, and this refugee is called Han Sung-ai. She lived, when she was young, like a child, she lived right next to the China-North Korean border at the Amak River. So she had TV reception when she lived in North Korea, so she could get Chinese news and other TV shows. So one day she saw some K-pop, and she saw this and she wanted to be one of them. But the problem is she was in North Korea and K-pop is in South Korea. Her journey wasn't as hard as yours, like to get to South Korea, because her family was privileged and rich. So it only took her 10 days taking buses to get to Seoul in South Korea. When she got to South Korea, she entered a special world. In this world, she had to work harder than she did in North Korea, and she took serious interviews and did acting on South Korean TV shows to eventually to get where she is as a popular TV star.
Well, I heard that you were talking about Special World, which is part of the hero's journey itself. Could you go into depth about how this relates to hero's journey?
Yes. So her call to adventure was the K-pop she saw. She wanted to bring the change, like to get to a special world, which is South Korea. Then like her trials is like what she did the special interviews and then she did the acting in South Korea to get to the treasure of her becoming a popular star.
Well, in your opinion, how do you think that this is an important thing that should be mentioned?
You can see the hero's journey in everyone's lives. It could be small or big. Like the call to adventure could be to clean up your room, and the special world may be like there's something you don't know how to clean up, and then you have to get your mentor, help from a mentor like your parents. Or it could be like for the North Korean refugees, where they realize their country is terrible. They need to leave the country, and the trials could be much more difficult to conquer.
So that ends our OWO news show today.
We'll probably see you never.
Mhm.